So, I am here with Jack Cole, who is a YouTuber and influencer. He is currently at 400,000 subscribers and he does video editing and Premiere Pro. Jack, again, thank you for taking part in this interview. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So, I'm going to ask you a quick range of questions about your journey towards how do I say it? From your journey from when you first started doing YouTube to your present day where you are now. All right, so the first question I have is, so when building your online presence on YouTube, what effect did the positive comments of encouragement or the negativity and the negative comments affect you more?
The negative comments rolled off my back. It didn't matter. Like, think of the quality of person that's going to leave a negative comment. I myself, as a productive member of society who's done very good for his age, I've never left a single negative comment in my entire life. Right? Have you left a single,
No.
Right? Well, have you left a negative comment? So who's leaving these negative comments?
Oh yeah.
Think about the quality of mind that's leaving that negative comment. Now, I've left positive comments, right? I would love to encourage someone. You understand
Oh
the
yeah.
difference? So you've got normal people, right, who are just natural, normal individuals who see someone doing something and would like to encourage that because they'd like to be encouraged themselves, right? So empathy. Whereas, who's the person leaving the negative comment? We can already conclude there's no one in the room that's done that. So think of the quality of person that's doing that. They are in such a horrible place to be leaving a negative comment on you. And I get it. I get it at scale. I have 400,000 subscribers. I've received far more than 400,000 comments on my channel, right?
Indeed.
1 million comments, something like that, right? I've been roasted to the ends of the earth, right? But it didn't affect me. It really didn't affect me because I know that this person is in a bad situation, right? Also, I don't believe that person has the confidence to put themselves in front of the camera. You understand?
Oh yeah, that's
So
understandable.
that person leaving that negative comment, one, they're in a bad situation. They actually need a prayer, to be honest. But also, they don't have the confidence to do what I do. You understand?
Oh, definitely.
They wouldn't stand up and they'd crumble under pressure,
They're
insecure. They're
embarrassed.
There's not someone any of us would want to necessarily be. So I'd say positivity is overwhelmingly more than the negativity. And if you are someone who's affected by those negative comments, take into account what I've just said. You wouldn't leave that negative comment. Your mother wouldn't leave that negative comment. Your family wouldn't leave that negative comment. Productive members of society who are positive individuals, people you'd want to spend some time with, they wouldn't leave those negative comments. So you shouldn't worry about the person that does.
All right, that's a really, really good answer. I think definitely a really good answer. The second question is, if you are asked for some advice from a young person, so hold on. If you asked for some advice from a young person that wanted to get into the YouTube field, what advice would you give them? Would you say that your mental health it's just temporarily, or that it's not worth it to have bad mental health while doing that surrounds YouTube, or that the mental health and negativity that surround YouTube?
If something's making you unhappy, if something's making you truly unhappy, it might not be the thing for you. So in my experience, YouTube made me happy. And by the way, right, I was a YouTuber when I was in school, like below the years you're in, like 15, 14, right?
12.
12, right? When people find out you got a YouTube channel and you're in school, they're roasting you. They're putting your videos on in class. I had teachers who I was always a attention-seeking kid, right? Naturally, I got a lot of energy. I was always that kid who, the teacher might not like the most. They put my YouTube videos on the projector in class for the sole reason of embarrassing me. But I still made another YouTube video, right? I still kept going. And now not to put it in perspective, financially, mentally, I'm in a better position than that very teacher who might have been trying to single out that kid. Which, by the way, what type of teacher would even do that type of thing? You know what I mean, right? So I think
that's very true.
So I think if it's something that makes you genuinely unhappy, you shouldn't be doing it, right? I'm sure there's something that would make you happy that wouldn't make me happy because you're your own person and I'm my own person.
Different.
We're different people, so embrace who you truly are. If you see someone doing that and you try it and it doesn't give you fulfillment, it doesn't give you happiness, it's completely okay to say, okay, cool, that might be for them, but it might not be for me. And it's about finding what suits you best as an individual. You're doomed in life if you try to be someone else. You really are. You know, and that's a thing kids try and do a lot. They emulate other people that they want to be like. But the true power, and that's something you realize when you grow up, is like, be you. And it'll work out the best when you're you. So to tie it back in, if social media doesn't give you a feeling of positivity, and you can't deflect the bad things that people will say, because they're going to say bad things.
Of course,
they are, right?
Even if you're the best
Even if
YouTuber
you're the
in the
best.
world, there will still be people that.
They're going to say bad things.
So you have to be mentally prepared for like the negativity and for
100%. You know, David Attenborough, the sweetest guy ever, narrating the BBC nature documentary.
Nature's.
Someone hates that guy somewhere.
Oh,
Is it a
definitely.
reflection on David Attenborough, or is it a reflection on the person who hates them, right? So I think, you know, don't let it bother you, and just find what works for you.
Oh, so basically, to sum it all up, that if like your mental health it's not making your mental health, affecting it in a positive way, then it's probably not the best option for you.
And it might not be for you. And guess what? There's something else that you're going to excel at that is the best option for you. And
Oh.
by trying to do YouTube, it might not make you happy, or trying to do social media that might not make you happy, you're spending time doing something that's taking you away from the thing that will make you happy.
All right, that's another good answer actually. So the final question I have is, has your mental health as an individual, has your mental health been affected throughout your journey from your start to the present day where you are now?
I believe that it's made me more confident, because it's reinforced those ideas, right? If you're not greeted with negativity, right, the comments, right, and you'll get them, right, you won't build a strategy that makes you feel better, right? So for example, the way that I was able to just tell you right there's no positive person who's going to leave that type of comment. That would have had to have started from a position of, oh, what, they said something bad about me, I don't like that. And then you start thinking, well, hold on, I don't do that to people, and no one I know does that to people, so they might not be mentally well, and they might not be in a good position. You have to go through the bad feeling, right?
To put yourself in their shoes,
100%.
to say, basically.
100%, but then you build a system mentally that understands that, you see? And now I actually feel empathy for that person, because you're in a horrible place, bro. Like, if you're leaving that comment right there, you're in a bad place, you know?
You mean like that out of like, not, you don't mean it as in like out of
Mentally, like
do you mean it like, I
No.
understand that
No.
you're not going through the best situation, so you're going to be bad to other people.
Exactly. I have empathy mentally, because do you know what you have to be going through in your life to get to the point that you leave a comment like that?
Something very bad.
Your life has to be, there's got to be pressure from somewhere, right? Maybe you're the one getting bullied, right? And you want to have an outlet for that. Maybe it gets deeper. Maybe there's a home situation, right?
Indeed.
So you have to have empathy, and you have to think that whatever you're going through, it's tough for you, because that's led you to put that comment there, right? So a lot of people might, two wrongs don't make a right. You know, if you throw a stone through my window and I throw a stone through your window, we both got a broken window, right? You know, the reality of the situation is it ain't gonna make it better. So trying to relate
Block
to
it
that
out.
trying to see that person,
Yeah.
it is more productive. But also, right, there's a thing that people go around where they're like, oh, they said that, they're a hater, you know, they want to be me. Nah, I actually don't agree with that either. I agree with that they're someone who's going through something tough in their life to the point that they need an outlet for that negativity and empathy.
Oh, and that's a very good way to think about it. Do you know what? When you said that, what other YouTubers do, they're hater. I can actually think of like a few times I've watched someone's YouTube video and they said, like in one of their songs, like, forget all the haters, they're just jealous of me. And that what you just said is actually something very different. Like that, I don't think about it that way. I think that they have to be like getting picked on or bullied at school or somewhere themselves in order to do that.
And that's what pops into my mind.
And that's actually a really good way to look at it.
That's what pops into my mind, and it seems pretty obvious to me, because there's no reason why someone who is living a happy life that has good people around them, whatever the case may be, whatever the factors are, there's no reason that would lead them to then leave a comment like that. You know, And also the jealousy thing. I'm sure like there's no one size fits all. I'm sure someone who's left a comment on a video was jealous, like, screw your car, the car's terrible, but they're like, oh, I love that car. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Right? I'm sure there's that as well. But then again, it goes back to my point where they're in a position where, you know, they are, you know, not fulfilled in their own life. So they want to bring someone down to their level, you know.
Get like a sense
A
of
feeling of power, a feeling of importance.
'Cause-
People want a feeling of importance in life. You understand? If they're not
Oh.
getting that in real life, they will go and pursue that in
the wrong way.
the wrong way. Exactly. To have a feeling of importance.
All right, that's a very, very good and interesting way to look at things, and that's a very, very great answer that you've just given me. All of the answers were actually very great. Again, thank you for taking part in this interview.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciated.
Pleasure.
And yeah, interview over.
Pleasure, my guy.